Good morning, students. So today's discussion about the queue. As you know, in section C they have two question which is stack and queue, which is coming alternatively in your exam. Okay, either stack will come in your exam or you can see the queue program present in your question paper. Okay, so today's discussion about the queue. In my last video, I am discussing about the stack. Okay, so you can take a help from the stack. About the stack you can see from their video. Okay, and now so stack and queue more or less same. How it is same? I'm showing a diagram, you can easily understand the entire thing. So this is the queue. Okay, and I'm drawing a again a stack shape. Okay, so this is a stack and holding the different places. I'm helping with the pencil, I'm showing the lines. Okay, this way you can see the different lines that appear present. Okay, so stack control from this word, insert this way and delete from the this way. Okay, single cylinder you are inputting to down to upward and deleting from the upward to downward. But in queue, so insert from the starting point to ending point, okay, forward, as well as you delete also from the starting point to ending point. Okay, means here the stack follow last in first out. Okay, LIFO method, and in queue we are following first in first out. FIFO method means whatever the value come first, it will delete from first. Okay, now once one variable control the each and every portion, suppose each and every portion means suppose your variable position is over here, this next time here, next time here, next time here, means every time changing the position. Now finally your variable position is here. Okay, now that particular variable is not possible to move to the backward over here. It's not possible. So that's why we are using one more variable who's staying over here and control the delete. Means one variable for insert and one variable for delete. Okay, one for insert and one for delete. So two variables required, and one variable control the entire size and one variable required for this entire array. Okay, clear? This is the concept of queue. Now I'm discussing a question. See, queue is see, there is a question present in 2017. Okay, 2017 question paper. So you can see here the class name is queue, a maximum of 100. Okay, the queue is entirely which can hold maximum 100, not more than 100. Okay, now you can see the class name is queue. Member methods are 4 member methods, as I am telling you. One for the array, one for the control the entire array size, one for entering the value which is font, the in index of the font help us to enter the value, and rare variable control the deleting the value. Now you can see the 1, 2, 3, 4 method present. One is constructor and 3 is a method. One for addition element, one for delete, and one for display. The same way you can see here the main function or algorithm need not be written. So we are writing the main method to execute the entire program as an output like stack. Okay, so let's start the program. So I'm preparing a class whose name is queue. Okay, next you can see our method is open, a class is created. So I'm erasing the unwanted lines. import java dot util dot. So I'm incorporating the package for taking input from the user. You can see if you compare the stack program and the queue program, you can see the entire thing will be same. Each and everything is same. Just a few things are new. Okay, few portion. Now here is the constructor. I'm moving on the left side. You can see the queue size front rear. So I'm one by one declaring each and everything. It holds the integer. So int QUE. Okay. Then one is the size, int size, one for front and for rear. So front, and last one is rear. Okay. These are the 4 variables I'm taking. Now inside this constructor is written int as a parameter, and it's written clearly size is equal to is written over here and next one is the front is equal to 0 and rear is equal to 0. In my last video, I'm telling you if -1 is here, then if 0 is here, so how you treat. So same way I'm treating here. I'm writing a comment. If you find the front is equal to -1 in your question paper, how you handle it? Okay. Front is equal to -1. Comment. Rear is equal to -1. Okay, and these are the things. Write Q is equal to new int size. Okay. Now our constructor work is complete. Now move to the next method, which is the void add ELE. Okay. So next method is void add ELE. You can see the parameter in V. Same variables or names are here. That time you can see the string. Now you can see here in V. Okay. Now what we will do inside this method is written over here. I will tell you. The add element from the rear position, rear if possible, else display the message overflow. Okay. Now it's clearly written over here. Add element integer. So to add integer from the rear if possible. Otherwise we can say here message overflow. When the message will overflow, you can see here if your stack position is over here, rear is here, then it will is reached over here, then you can see the message overflow. Otherwise you can enter a value. Okay. Now you can see in this program I'm telling you front to insert and rear to delete, but in this program the question is confusing you to rear for insert and front for delete. Okay, so don't confuse. You can use any name because here whatever the message is over here, so you use the rear for the insert and front for the delete. Okay, it's depend on the question paper. Okay. Now if your rear is greater than is equal to size, is not possible to enter any value. So we are giving a message system.out.print overflow. Overflow. Okay. Otherwise, you can enter a value. So same thing, same way I'm writing the method else. For entering a value, where we enter in the array, so array name is QE. Where I'm adding a value, the position, so sorry, 0 is here, so first we enter a value, then move to the next position. So rear ++ is equal to B. Okay. And if -1 is here, the same line you write, just your ++ position will be changed. Here you write the ++ first, because if minus we cannot put any value instead of the minus position. So first we need to increase the position to 0, then we can enter a value. So that's why first we increase, then we enter a value. So add element complete. Now time to int delete. In this method you can see is written clearly, return the element from front if present, otherwise display the message underflow and return -999. So first need to check if your front is less than 0 or not. If less than 0 means there is a no value. If 0, then it contain a value. So enter. I'm giving a second bracket because here is written two things are there. Display a message, okay, underflow as well as is return. Okay, so first I'm printing the message underflow, then I'm using the return -9999. Okay, else you delete a value, means you just decrease the position, just you write front minus, okay, but return means which value will return. Okay, so do one thing, you write the Q, because which value you are deleting you can see from the return. Okay, now you can see the next method is void display. Okay, so void display. In this method you can see, because I'm writing 3 method, okay, because sometimes required 3 method, sometimes three loop, sometimes required 2 loops, sometimes required 1 loop, depend on your question paper. So when you use this 3 for loop, I will write a comment. Okay, so first I'm telling to you the diagram, then you can easily understand why I'm writing this one. Okay, so first I'm blanking each and everything. Okay, now you can see over here, now you can see, suppose you have value, you are entering value, up to this position. Okay. Now you can see here, you need to erase, suppose you are erasing the value or deleting the value from first box, from second box, from third box. Okay. Now you can see here, so these three boxes are empty and these last three boxes are empty. So sometimes you can see print the all elements blank position value, give print hyphen. Okay, hyphen, and those position value having the content of the value, just print the value. Okay, this is one question. Or you can see the those who having the value, you just print the values. So when you see the print the blank position value with underscore and the position having the value, print the value, that time you need to write the three for loop. Those who are having the position which is the last one only contain the value, so that time we use the only one for loop. Okay, so let's begin the question answer. Okay, so I'm writing the for, first I'm writing the command. Okay, I'm writing three command for you. One for print print 0 to 0 to front position value. One comment for print front position to rear value, and last one is rear print value to last. Okay, so these are three for loop requires. So one by writing the each and every for loop. So first write for, so I'm taking here beginning int I. Okay, I'm printing a message system dot out dot I is equal to 0, I less than front, I plus plus. This position value use as Q I I'm giving a blank, this one. Okay, same way I just print the each and every next one I'm printing over here. You can see the position is position from rear front to rear, so front to rear, and last one is rear to last. layer 2 size. Okay. This is the output. So you can compile, there is no error. Now time to write the main method. Okay. So for main method, similarly, we are writing the entire main method. We are printing a message and all those things, then you are execute the entire program. So I'm not wasting my time or not taking your time. So I'm simply copy the code from the stack. I will show you how much things are matching. I was taking only the main, and I will tell you how to manage the entire thing. Okay, you can see I'm just copy same way. So in this here it is written by 100 number. So before you just printing the how many books, I'm just changing the message. Enter how many numbers you want to enter. How many numbers you want to? Okay, in your list. Bracket within first bracket you will use 1 to 99. So 100. Okay, you cannot enter more than 100. Okay, so you are taking the entire thing and do one thing. If your number n is equal to less than is equal to 100, n less than is equal to 100, that time you can enter up to, because less than or is equal to is possible, otherwise you cannot enter value. So here I am doing one thing, n is equal to, I am not using any other variables, I am using the same. Do one thing, you can use n1 and you use one more thing over here, just use int n and n is equal to n1. Okay, then you do the inter calculation. Okay, then otherwise you can do thing, you can redirect. Okay, you can redirect the entire things, or you can do one thing. Okay, don't do anything else. Okay, now if the calculation is done, now time to do the n. N might be initialized, so use the n, no problem. Or do one thing, here is otherwise you write else n is equal to n1, n is equal to 100. If someone is giving the more value, so by default the size will be 100. Okay, now you can see there is no error, so semicolon. Now here the same thing, press 1 for add number, press 2 for delete or print last number, print the delete number. Okay, delete number, print the all numbers. Okay, all numbers, and 4 for exit the enter thing. Same way, first I'm taking the enter the book name, enter a number, enter number. So here I'm using the variable which is bn is for the string type. So here I'm using the int because bn we need to int. Okay, then we're sending the value to add ELE, and for delete, so delete and display for the display. So enter thing will be done. Everything is same. So compile it. You can see there's two errors. Let's see. Delete. I think the method names are not matching. Oh, because because I'm creating an object of the book class, not this class. So this name is Q. So Q. Now just compile. See, there is no error. Similarly, close it, run it, and you can see I'm pressing here. Suppose 6, and you can see the messages. So I'm printing the first one 65. Okay, 65 enter. Choice is wrong. So again I'm pressing 1 for adding a value. So now my number is now 65. Number added once again. Number added 95. You can see enter number 95. Next time I'll reprint the value, which is 3. 3, you can see there's 2 values, remaining portion are blank. 0 0 0. Okay. So because last time I'm printing 0, the arrow position, not the hyphen, that's why it's printing 0 0. I will show you. Now as well as I can show you the code, because you see the display method I'm not printing any blank, we are printing the Q of I, so by default value is 0. So again I'm pressing the 2 for delete. Okay, now see one value deleted. Now look, choice is 3. There is some error. Hyphen hyphen. Okay. Now for this Q case, what we will do for solving this error, simply we are doing one thing, which is zero to rare and 1 to let's close it and write it again. So compile. So everything is okay. So first, so I'm entering the size, which is 6. Now I'm pressing 2. So you can see there is no value. Okay. So time to insert a value. So 1, I'm entering a value 62. Again 1, I'm entering a value 60. Again 1. Again 1, entering a value 48. Now see there is C value. Problems happen in the display method. Let's see what is the error. See the exception bound in line number 14, 41 and 77. Exception bound. It means the array size is decreasing or increasing due to some reason. That's why it's once happening. let's see. I hope error will resolve. Yes, you can see the error will resolve. So 64 and 49. Okay. Now time to delete the value. Suppose I'm using the 2 and the value deleted. Now I'm printing the value 3. Okay, 3 values are entered: 65, 64, 69. Okay, I'm using the 4 to exit. Okay. This way you solve the entire for loop. Okay. So make sure you when you're writing a program, you look the entire thing to how to resolve the array bounding and all those things. Remember. Okay. So why I'm doing these things over here, it will clear for you. So thank you. Have a nice day.